Let's just make sure every single room has lighting and that the lighting doesn't look like it's defying the laws of physics.
Oh, and I'm the type of guy who will never settle down. Where pretty girls are, well, you know that I'm around.
And we're back. And there is light. And believe it or not, some of the vault dwellers have even complained about it. Somebody actually said, I hope the lights are not too bright. They do look too bright from here, but we are inside the dark atrium. I'm at a point where I've lit everything up except the atrium. I will go and show you, starting with the overseer's apartment and office. You can already see the corridors are well lit. His office is well lit. I decided in the end to have 2 lights at the front and then something a little softer at the back. And I think it kind of works. It's not too bright. It seems very bare at the moment, but you have to remember there are no decorations. And if you go into any room with lights on and there's no decorations, it always feels a little bright. Now, I did play around with different amounts of lights, but I actually found it feels and looks better when there are certain areas like this where it's just a tad darker. Not much darker, but fractionally. It gives it, well, it makes it a little more interesting. Okay, so I've got the bathroom area with one of the ceiling lamps. Same in here with the kitchen. I decided to have some place lamps just for the aesthetics. But in the end, this thing gives off a slightly more all-round light. So I've placed one of those in each room. And I really should start closing the door. Not that it stops anyone coming in and out. I replaced all of the fluorescent lights with these 2 ceiling lights. And I'm going to rely on these subway lights, which I think look very cool. It is slightly darker in here than when I had the fluorescent lights, but still easily light enough to do work. And I actually think what I'd rather do is have some wall lights over each bench. So, you know, I mean, there you go. We've got that happening. The security room, I've actually put up wall lights for now because there are beds in there. The lights I'm using in the ceiling are interesting. They give off very even light, as you can see. It's a very sort of diffuse, almost ambient sort of light. But there is some strangenesses with it. When you look at character shadows when they're standing, it feels a little odd, like it's a little dark. So, in areas such as shops, I've actually used more wall lighting, and I've used this over the counter to sort of brighten the counter. I'm not 100% sure I'm happy with it, but I found the shopkeepers looked a little better. I mean, it's kind of glaring light, but again, no decorations. But you can see, like, well, here's the thing. The top of her head is well lit. When I was using the the ceiling lights, believe it or not, the light looked like it was coming from the side. So the top of her head was not actually well lit. So it was a bit strange. I think I used the ceiling lights in here. Yeah, you can probably see it.
Please, Overseer, we could really use something to eat.
Oh, stop it. I'm working on the hydroponics already. So, overall, I've tried lots of different lighting solutions, and this is the one so far that I like the best with the current tweaks I'm using. All that's left to do now is place light in the atrium, but I haven't really decided exactly how I want to do that. I think the fluorescent... Oh, one other thing I did. The ceiling in here was giving me all sorts of grief. It was flickering, and it did not like light being placed upon it. I realized it was because what I was doing with the funny pieces in the... well, in the atrium tile set, so to speak. and it was this room. So you can see now I've completely and utterly removed the windows, and I've placed normal room pieces. I actually think I still should actually use proper room pieces the way I've used them in there and there, but that would mean I would have to do the same down below, and because of the shape of this room, I would end up losing, in all probability, a lot of these windows, and I really don't like that idea. There are some ways around it, the same way as I managed to get, for example, in here, windows and doors next to each other, which don't actually occur in the tile set naturally. You can see that is actually an Atrium piece. You don't notice it at first until someone points it out to you.
How are you?
But it is the same piece as these. It looks okay as the end wall there, though. The rest of it's common room. So I got away with it by getting kind of creative in there. I might be able to do the same in here, but I don't think it would look as good. So either I leave it like this, or I lose windows. And I like the windows. I do like the windows. So anyway, that room should now be accessible. I haven't actually tested that theory, but that room should now be somewhere the settlers can get to if I assign them. Lighting down here and up there, I have not decided yet. I could go for the kind of wall lighting effect. I think this gives off kind of a nice type of light. Or subway lights, no. Or I could go for the... This is the fluorescent light that goes with the vault. But let's remove this one. I'd need to place it better. Placing these things, there you go. You see it. It's just, it's a nightmare, to be honest. It really is, and they still never look good. They always seem to hang strangely. Now these pieces, these will fit like so, and that is an option. But I do wonder if they are a bit too bright. Maybe not. Maybe not. Having lights like that every second, maybe, could be an option. Or do I want them along the edge of the wall? I mean, the edge of the wall seems to be... Actually, for some reason... Oh, God, they're not easy to place either. I feel like I want it in that square. I need to place it better, but you know what I mean? Not on the grill part. Could that work? If we had it like that? That could work. Actually gives off enough light, doesn't it? One in the corner there, another in the corner here. I'll try and get them placed so they look more symmetrical. And then it's a tiny bit darker in the center there. Now, I don't actually mind having some minor dark spots. I think that could, as I say, make it look more interesting. But I'm still not totally in... Don't get rid of the hanging floors, because placing those could be a pain in the backside. Okay, ceiling light. Other options are... They have these wall pieces. Now, they use these in the main security room, but I can never get them quite against the ceiling the way they seem to in there. They have lights like that, but they tend to be higher up. I'm not in love with them here, and it does look too low. I think, mind you, that looks a lot brighter, doesn't it? It's probably just the positioning. What else was there? We also have these little lights, but they are really hard to place, and you can get lost with them. And of course, there's the circular lights, which I'm not totally sure. I think they give off less light than the fluorescent ones. Oh, no, they don't. About the same. So I think the square ones look better. It's just more now a matter of getting the right placement so that I have light in all the right places. If I went for the wall lights... Oh, of course, there are also these.
I just can't
If I place something like so. But I think these look too... functional. The thing is with these lights is they do give off a slightly less harsh light. Now that could be the tweaks I've been using, but honestly I'm not going to live without those tweaks, am I? You know, the strange thing is that seems to actually have a slightly softer and more natural look, doesn't it? And it's kind of consistent with the Vault theme as well. Bit dark over here. Could we use that to our advantage, or could we just place some lights? Thing is they don't look like they would. Okay, fit there maybe. God no. God no. Yeah. We would need some kind of light here, I think. Unless we do have a dark spot. And I just don't think we want that many dark spots. Dim spots, maybe. I managed to get the side fluorescent pieces fitting. I figured out how to do it on these pieces. You need the large ones, not the small ones. Maybe that's the way to do this. That the light looks relatively even. Unfortunately, the actual lights themselves don't seem to glow. Well, they do in certain places. Oh no, they don't. They don't actually seem to glow. Would I need this if...
I just can't lose.
Possibly not. It's... You see, they fit up there, but obviously around corners you're going to have some issues. But there's a certain point where they become a little hard to fit, but... No, that's just not quite right, that one, is it? That's... Okay. We want it so it looks like it's actually bolted on. Oh. See, these I've got actually... So that they look like they are affixed. This one does not. Maybe that's because it's a door piece. Okay, well, we'll just kill that one off. See, these, again, they're flush against the wall. And they do give off a very even kind of light. And I don't know which I prefer. I win again. These are very, very functional lights, you see. That's the thing. I like them in the corridors. I think they give the place a very corridor look. Oh, I forgot to show you. In here, I went for wall lights. Oh, and again, the hanging fluorescent light over the trader. I think they give a very functional corridor look, but I think those side lights look more, I think they look better. Now, I could have them... I could have them along everything except the corner. The corner is the big problem here. You can't have on both sides in the corner. Let's just remove that one. You can have them on pieces like this. Good grief. I wish it would remember where I was when I was... Come on! Oh my god! This one.
You gotta try this. Slot machine, it's
something like this. There's a side of me wants them to be continuous all the way around to get that feeling of continuity. But again, as soon as I get to corners, I have issues. Of course, there's nothing to stop me having them continuous until I get... I think if I have the bottom of the light flush with the beam... Oh, that one needs to be moved slightly... Oh, God. Slightly across. You want it so it's not tilted either way. Oh, you see, this is where it's going to... Oh, that's actually kind of similar distance. Yep, that's a fixed. So that would be... I'd need to lower this one as well. Yeah, see, now I'm worried about the aesthetics on the placement. Still, it's important. It is important. It's like having a picture that's not hanging quite right. It's going to upset the vault dwellers a little bit higher. Oh, God.
It's great of the overseer to give us breaks like this, huh?
It is. I'm a great overseer. Yes, I am. I just wish you'd actually do something remotely useful. No, it's still marginally too low. Now marginally too far over in that direction. That's better. Okay, so... Does it look better when continuous? I think it does. But then, as I said, there is nowhere... There are these smaller ones. And my first thought was, oh, use the small ones in the corner. As I'm sure someone's banging their head against the keyboard right now, screaming at me. But the problem here is... Oh, actually... No, it might actually work. It might... I was having a lot more difficulty getting these placed. Come on, just... I'm trying to get rid of it. Thank you. See, it seems to float. It's not quite against the wall. That's against the metal thing, but that sticks out slightly. And it's just not quite right there. Whereas these always look like they're bolted on, which works. It just doesn't work, does it? It's slightly wrong. And slightly wrong is the sort of thing that becomes hugely annoying. I'm thinking that's the way to do this. I'm thinking have the side lights in this room. Down there as well. I'm going to try that, although maybe it's a little more difficult here. Who knows? Well, let's just, first of all, try it before I make that decision. Ugh. Right, come. Okay, get it about the height of the beams, so it's not clipping with them. It's kind of flush. Seems to be tighter with the beams here, doesn't it? Actually, it seems to fit better as well. So... Now, again, I think I have to concentrate really hard and imagine the world resetting before those lights will shut. Maybe I should do that, actually, just to make sure it looks good when they're lit. Of course, that's just going to be the outside wall, which is a big step. I will need some more lights further out. And again, I am thinking that I like... the square ones. Of all the fluorescent lights, I think the square ones are the most pleasant and, more importantly, easy to place. Let's see this from below. I mean, oh, I say easy to place and then... See, there is a little bit of wiggle room. I'm probably not going to place that right first time. We can fix that. But... if I have that sort of thing, it lights up the ceiling. Now, it's not casting... Well, I don't know, actually. Can I get lights up there? Oh, God. I'm going to need to get lights up there to cast light down here, aren't I? I'm going to be doing some interesting scaffolding building. However, I think for now, what I do is... First of all, check the side lighting. And if the side lighting works, place that. I don't know, though. I'm really torn on this. I kind of like those wall lights. They're simple. And these side lights... Is it me, or do they feel a little messy when you look at them from, well, from the side?
It's great of the
Maybe I should just place these
huh? I'm trying out
on the outside areas and... Let's check what they look like. The one other thing is, of course, can I place them on the inside of there?
I'm just doing my job.
No. Yeah, they do look better when they're lit, fairly obviously.
You gotta try this. Slot machine.
But it feels a bit too aggressive. I don't know. I don't think I like the wall, the side lights, the side fluorescent lights. I think I'd prefer these. Although there is a side of me thinking this is the way to go. Those are really, well, you don't actually notice the light much. It gives off light, but it's not in your face. I'm wondering whether that's the way to go, actually. Just let's carefully remove these. And of course I could use those on the entire place, on the entire ceiling. And if it gives off a kind of diffuse, more natural looking light, less intense light, I think that's going to be better. I probably should remove the ones at the top as well. I have noticed that the light does magically pass through floors to some degree. Walt, no, wrong one. It's just so... I have to get really careful when doing things like this, because if I get it wrong, trying to refit these pieces can be frustrating, shall we say. I think that is the best option, actually. Those square fluorescent lights seem to give off a good amount of light. This entire section, if we ignore the middle of the atrium, this entire section looks fairly well lit. There are some minor dark spots. As I've said, I kind of like that idea. Having a few areas that are not totally bleached in light. Same on this side, even underneath. I think it works. This is where we're either going to have tables or pool tables, that sort of thing. There is a small problem. This one. This light does not have power. And it doesn't matter where I place a conduit on the wall, it doesn't quite reach this spot. Which is annoying. And it also worries me that I'm not going to have power. I think I need lights on the ceiling. Or if not the ceiling, then I'm going to need lights along this central area. Which, you know, I mean, that could be something I need to do anyway. But I want this one. I mean, you can see how dark the stairs look compared to this one. I'll worry about the central area later on. I think what I have to do is apparently get a night's sleep. I think what I have to do is... Let's store that light and the domestic wall cap. I think I've got to get up there and maybe put some random room or something. Or... Oh, wait a minute. We do have a room up there. We could, of course, have a doorway and a stair, and then we could build something on the top of here. I think what I will probably do then, just for now, is build a kind of access area. I think what I'll... Yeah, like... Oh dear, no. Vault. Is this a domestic three-way? This is the domestic... Am I going to stick with domestic or go for utility? No, we'll go with domestic. We will go with domestic. We need this to... Snap that into place. Then... I think we go for the three-way... Domestic three-way. Doesn't need a door. No. I don't. Or do I want... Do I want a door here before I get the overseer's office? Probably not. I think I've got too many doors, to be honest. Then we will have... Oh. See, this is where I actually think it should change to utility. Because what I'm going to have is quite simply a utility thing. Actually, that's not going to fit. I was going to have... Oh, I could Now, I could do that. I could do that. If it's a single one, then this won't be able to ever get there. It's an option. So I have a kind of... Yeah, I think this one needs this needs to be utility, because if I can get a room up here... I can't remember exactly where the stairs is. I'll need to count it and then place one of those things. I'll have power down there. I'll also be able to make sure I get power in here. I mean, I can't do something simple like place conduits there, can I? No, I mean, I didn't think so. But if I have rooms... Huh. See, I can actually place them on the outside. Again, not that useful. I'll have some kind of utility room here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but... Actually, that's good use of space in a way. I kind of feel like I need a way to get there from here now as well. Although, not necessarily, I suppose. That seems to work. What I've done is I've built stairs up to the top and then I don't know what you call it, access corridor where I can place a conduit. I'm not going to leave this as a permanent feature. It's just for now. I'm actually going to have some kind of room up there. What I do with that room, I don't know. The important thing for now, though, is I have this light working. To get the lights on the ceiling, though, I have a
You done with all your
feeling...
experiments?
Yes, I have. I'm done. I have a feeling what I will need to do is extend this a little. Although, I am thinking about making an entire area, so maybe I don't need to extend it as a corridor, but rather just build a room. I'm also thinking that I should possibly change the stairways so that we have this corridor piece being halfway up, so I can have a... Oh god, how to describe this? Remove this piece and put the stairs directly against it so that I can have the corridor piece in the middle. Then I can change that to a junction, kind of like this one, and we can have a doorway out. You know what? Yeah, this flickering is annoying me. I think what I need to do is, that's domestic hall to doorway. I need to kill off the door. I'll tell you what, let's just... Yeah, I'm getting rid of this. All we need is an actual corridor. The flickering is really aggravating me. These end caps are particularly bad. Vault, domestic, standard corridor piece. If it... What have I got here? That's just, surely that should fit. I've got rid of the door pieces, haven't I? Alright, what am I missing? Have I left the end piece on? That's a three-way, but it doesn't have a door end piece on. That's a normal domestic three-way, no end piece on. Is it just being... Yeah, it was just being funny. You see, I don't really think I need the doors, actually. I don't think I need the doors. A long corridor's fine. That goes up to the overseers. This... I mean, I've got a transition piece here. I didn't have a door here, and if I was going to have a door anywhere, it would probably have been a good idea to have it here, wouldn't it? I'm not happy with this. I'm just not... For some reason, this really has been bugging me. I was hoping to be able to put a vault door in here, but in actual fact, that's just not going to happen. They will not fit. I did do a little bit of messing around and just couldn't get it fitting. Or you could get it fitting, but it would be hovering off the ground. But I can't help but think that I don't know. I'm wondering whether I could use something like one of these powered doors and place it here flush against this. The thing is to get that, I'm going to have to take this apart, and I'm kind of reluctant to do that, but it is messy, and these gaps, for example, they just... Yeah, no, it's... I'm doing it, I know, I'm being too picky, I know I'm being too picky, but I'm just... I'll clean those up in a minute. What I'm thinking is... Yes, please. If I can get something like this, or for now, if I just get a normal doorway, a concrete one, just do a powered one later. Let's just get a normal concrete door in. If I get something like... Can I place that here, flush against it, like so, and then move... Okay, I'd have to remove this. What have I got? Utility corner? There's an end cap. Do I want the end cap? Am I going to... Well, I'm going to want a door, definitely. So, I mean, can I... Wait a minute. What happens if I go with a floor? If I start with a... Okay, let's get rid of this one. If I get a floor, can I get it... Let's just place it for now. Can I get it flush against here somehow? And then build wall pieces, and it won't go in there. That's not too bad, actually. I think that's pretty good. There are some gaps here, but they don't look through to the cavern area, actually, I think. I managed to get the floor as close to this red piece as possible, and then build walls and make a small self-contained room. And there are no gaps. So you get this feeling now of exiting the vault into a concrete out entrance or whatever, and then straight into the tunnel, and you can't see the cavern at all. It's not beautiful, but I think it's actually... I think it looks better, more secure, more structurally sound, and it definitely... I thought for a second I saw through. How does it look from the other side? That's... I managed to clear up a lot of concrete pieces. As you can see, it's nowhere near as messy either. Let's have a look on the other side. Let's have a look on the other side. I've got loads of these. Okay, how do I... Oh. Okay! Oh, I need to put some supports here, don't I? Yes, I do. We don't want an unsupported vault. No, we don't. Let's go for this. Now, actually, I can support... Right. Let's just get this one in first. Get this piece in first. Come on. In you go. In you go. Please snap into... You don't want to do that, do you? No, okay. How about this piece, then? Come on. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll use this. Come on. It was... Right. Just... Don't you hate... That, right, okay, so that's now supported. I can actually support these pieces. There are... Actually, I want to put it underneath, not inside. Right, well, I'll sort that out in a later date. Okay. Right, I thought so. There are no gaps looking into... There are no gaps looking into the cavern. You cannot see the cavern at all. So I'm kind of hiding the space, which was what I wanted to do. I'm going to die of fatigue, aren't I? Or is that... everything. Actually, I'm going to die of everything. I've spent a little longer doing this than I probably should have. Ribeye steak, come on, come on. Properly fed and parched. I'm going to go and have a rest. I am going to go and have a rest once I get over. The problem now is power, believe it or not. That's the problem I'm going to have now. Let's... Hello. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That will do. I did have a power conduit. Oh, God, yeah. I did have a power conduit on... I do realise I'm getting horribly distracted, but it just, for some reason, it's been bugging me for ages, and all of a sudden my brain said... Right, here's the thing. I did have a power conduit there that was powering these things. I could probably run power from the other side. Although, again, how I'm going to run power cables down through here is anyone's guess. Now, I do have conduits. So, for example, I can use these, I don't know, what are they called? Pass-throughs? There you go, wall pass-throughs. I can do these wall pass-throughs, so I can sort of... I could have something like so, and connect a power here, and the power down there, and then connect the power up to here. But... that would be to gain power at this end, and this would mean that all invaders would have to do is snip the bloody wires here, and they'd turn the power off here, which bothers me. So what I think I really need to do is get one of those here, but I don't actually know how, because I don't think I could. That would be a mess anyway, wouldn't it? How about, can we do it like that? Okay, I think that looks okay. That looks like it will come straight in this direction, although I also need a turn piece, because I would like to have power in here as well, because I would like to have a powered door here. At the moment I've put a normal doorway, but I'd like a powered door with a switch so that we can sort of go into full lockdown, although that's just, you know, I'll put that on my would love to have list. Actually, no, I really want that. I really do want that. I want... Okay, so, did we get... Yes, we did. Right, okay. So, I'm going to need... Okay. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best place. And then... Can I rotate those? No. I was wondering if I could rotate it so that oh god. The place you bolt in was vertical, but alright. Never mind. Okay. Let's wire the pass through to there, there, to there. Right, we now have power into that area. Now, what I need to do is run conduit pipes to the other side. Put up... Here's the problem. I'm not going to be able to do this. I don't know whether I can't do this. Oh, I suppose I could remove this wall afterwards and hope it snaps back into position. You see, at this end, there's nothing. I mean, I could indeed actually... Oh, I might even think about that. I might not really need this wall. Or this wall. I've actually got this completely and utterly blocked, haven't I? I could remove that. How would it look? Let's find out. And these, I don't really... Oh, I sort of feel like I'm going to need that. Is it going to... No, that's probably better, isn't it? That is almost certainly better. And... Oh, that means... Oh, that is actually really useful. That means I don't need to run too many conduit pipes. Although I could. I sort of... I kind of feel like what I really want is... Let's have a think. Half wall. Is... That is... Mind you, I can still run wires around. Then I don't really need any of these. No, I don't. A lot of spare concrete. Because this here is absolutely sealed. And that's what I was wanting. It's sealed off. I do like this, though. It's, you know... Can I do a full wall there? Oh, God, I thought... Did it snap in, or did it just probably the sideways snap? Yeah, it was sideways snap. I could, of course, do this and then a half wall. Will you snap in? No. Half wall snaps in okay. And then I can do this, you see. But then it stops at the other side. I can do like that, but honestly, I think that's fine. I think that is fine. And the advantage to that is I don't really need to worry too much about... You see, the problem is I cannot have wires running places that people cannot get to in case the wires need fixing. And that is because I intend to put this up as a blueprint. Let's see... Can I lay down electrics and then put walls up? I doubt that is something you can do. I mean, could I do something like that? If I want to make this really neat. It's not... It's off at an angle. Not that that's a huge worry, he says, already worrying about it. Okay, you will... Can I do this? Can I put the the conduit? Can I place it? Does it know, as it were? If I do something like that. I think that was the piece. Okay, I can fit. All right, let's. It's no, that's not going to work. That is not going to work, is it? No. That is a shame, because that would have been ridiculously neat. Yes, it would. Not vault walls, concrete walls, and the half. Oh! No, it's going to let me. It's actually going to... And I prefer that. I think that looks somehow nicer. And I can now... Why are you up to... And we got power! I could probably do a better job of... placing the wires there, can't I? It's a teeny bit on the messy side. Let's place... Oh, you won't fit there, will you? Why can't you go... Why can you... Can't go there. You can go there. But you... Come on. Let me select that to... Oh, what about that one? Oh. Can I get that on the other side? Probably not. You know what? I can worry about that in a minute. Yes, I can, he says, worrying about it already. I mean, in this particular case... Oh. I suppose there's nothing really wrong with... that. It's not like they're going to bang their head on it because they're going to be avoiding this anyway. So, yes, I'm worried about my settlers banging their heads. Leave me alone. I care, okay? I care. Put that there. And I can put another one in just to make it look even tighter. Something like that. Or is that just taking the... I think I'm probably at the moment extracting the urine, as they are wont to say. Nobody is wont to say that. I know. No, I can't fit another one. Right, probably could remove that. But it kind of, I don't know, it sort of looks like a gap made deliberately for the pipes, you see. You could argue that one's cutting through the pipes, and you would be absolutely spot on accurate. But I've got the pipes going through that one, so why not this one? And yes, I doubt there's anybody on the planet really going to be looking at this going, it's not aesthetically pleasing, it's the exit to an access tunnel. Hey! But they... Oh, right, now I wanted power in here, didn't I? Okay, yeah. I'm going to have to... I don't need to remove that one now, but I do need to remove that one. I need a turning piece. Oh, please let me get electricity into there. Just let me do this. Let me do this. Be nice to me. Okay, I don't know. I'm feeling. No. The larger one then. Oh, that's too close though, isn't it? What do you think? Oh, it is, isn't it? Okay, please let me put that wall back in when I'm finished, because I am going to cry if you don't. Okay, and then like so, and then concrete wall. Full wall this time. Come on. Okay, it's... I think that's placed. Excellent! Excellent! And now all I need to do is place the half wall. Which it lets me! It lets me! I now have... Oh, I'm liking that. I mean... If I could choose, he says, beginning to think about choosing, I'd have this one a little... Yeah, I'm going to try. I've got to at least try. Can I make a smaller pipe? If I could have it just peeking out, some people are going to be like, I don't believe you, it was working! Okay, what? Oh, really? You've broke it! You broke everything! I hope you're happy! Okay. Do you think it'll do it? Because if I can have it where there's just that much peeking through the wall, I will be a happy camper. Yes, I will. I have got so many concrete walls. Come on. Snapping. Yes! There you go! It's not easy to see. It's not really easy to see. No, it's not. But that's kind of the point, isn't it? That was kind of the point. Not easy to see. You could argue if I push that one a little further that way, maybe I could get this one here. But my answer to you would be probably. Look at that. There you go. I have now got a power source to the outer area that is independent of that one. I've got a power source on the inside, which means I can now take the concrete doorway away. And go for the powered door. Do we want red, blue, or white? I'm thinking blue here. What do you think? Blue? Oh, you know what? Let's be on this side of it. Because, of course, what I now need is a switch. Connectors and switches. Give me the switch. This is a switch. Place it like that, maybe? That's probably the correct place to do it, isn't it? Wire there. Wire there. And there you go. We could probably leave it open most of the time, but we now have a fail-safe, as it were. We could activate. Now, if only I could activate all of these from my overseer's office. I probably could with a long series of wires, but it would be too damn complicated. However, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. And I'm going to do possibly the same here, although I don't know. I think at this point we're getting too severe. I've got a red door here. Red for danger. You could argue, what happens when you come in through the other side? And the answer is, yeah. But I'll deal with that. The thing is, I don't plan on actually keeping these gates closed. They're there in case of attack that will never happen from this direction, because they'll never get this far, because I'm going to put so many turrets at the entrances that even if you don't die to the turrets, you won't be able to walk past them. There'll be just too many of them. So I'm going to be leaving these all open, but I like the fact that I've got this extra level of shutdown security. Yes, I did. It's flickering. Oh, God, that's annoying. That is so annoying. Oh, talking about annoying. I forgot to mention. I should have mentioned this. Because I do know it has been annoying some people. Yeah, I fixed the corner. Don't worry about it. I fixed the corner. Right. So, now that I've got that out of the way, let's get back to... What was I doing? Making hydroponics? No, I was lighting up the atrium.